So dudes, welcome back to the Gregor Gaming Experience. I hope you're all having a good day. Emerald Plains defense. A lot of people don't like Emerald Plains. My goal with this video, I hope to accomplish, is to make people more familiar with the map and a little bit more comfortable on it, and that way you probably won't ban it all the time. A lot of people probably still will, because it's not Oregon, because it's not Cafe, because it's not Clubhouse. But you know what? Life's too short. There's more to life than Oregon and Clubhouse and Border, and we're going to do our damn best to make this map somewhat appealing, at least not in terms of the construction, but at least in terms of your familiarity with it, in terms of what to reinforce, why you're reinforcing it, where to actually like make holes, and prevent attacker pushes. I personally like it. I think it's a somewhat linear map that's not too linear. It allows you to kind of rely on your innate siege talent a little bit more than the raw, absolute, concrete map knowledge. Put this guy here, put this guy here, put this guy here, kind of thing you're used to with maps like Oregon and Border, which are, for the most part, solved. I feel like Emerald's not really a solved map yet, and I think there's still a lot to be enjoyed. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it. The main wall that attackers are going to try to open and try to leverage to get site control is this one by waiting room. Reason for that, you can run up here and plant behind hard cover. This is a very, very safe plant spot, except for the floor below, which you can C4. To defend this position, you're going to want to make sure that you don't get shot from hunting. So you should have a dedicated roam through hunting as well as library. You cannot get away with playing this map by turtling. You have to go out there, you have to establish pressure, and you have to make it as difficult as possible for the attackers to get eyeballs into the site. So reinforce that wall, of course. Reinforce the west walls here. Bada bing, bada boom. Pretty obvious. These are the main walls, you know, right next to the site. So then this gets a little bit more tricky. There's a wall here in the middle. I usually like having a rotate in between the sites. I think that this particular rotate is too congested and it's just not safe. Okay? This is a funnel. This is a chokehold. This is a very small piece of map geometry that a guy over here can just hold the cross of. If somebody gets site control, then they can just hold it, you know, behind the desk in the bomb chassis. So I don't typically like putting the rotate here because, as you can see from the window, it's a lot easier to hold this cross. So I like having a rotate here instead. You can even make it standing if you want. But this gives somebody a quick peek angle off of the door that they can leverage gunfights off of. They can go here, here, go back around, boom. It gives people a lot of flexibility. Also gives you easy access to this piece of cover here. You can also defend the site a little bit more safely from this spot as well by making head-level holes like this. Play behind this bar, and then in case they open the wall, you can take gunfights. Lots of spots that you can hold here with like a 1.5 scope, for instance. If you want to get really in-depth, you could make a piece of cover here, then put head-level holes to the side. I personally like opening up this wall just because, again, without anything open here, this basically allows attackers to get site control for free, right? With all this open, they have to be considerate of like, okay, there could be somebody behind this bar. Somebody can shoot me from hunting. Somebody can shoot me from the door frame over there, right? If it's closed off, really the only two things that they have to be conscientious of is this doorway, and then eventually anybody trying to rotate in from that side. So I do like having this open, but you have to be very mindful of it. If you do not have an established roam presence, then the attackers can get control of library over here, and then your anchors here on the bomb site are 100% screwed, right? Because they can't play directly in the room because they'll just get shot from hunting. Or library, I mean. So once again, roaming on this map is really freaking important. Reinforce this wall. You're not really going to be playing you're not going to try to hold gallery aggressively, so I don't really like having this open. If you want to hold gallery, just have a dedicated gallery roam, and they can come back to the side if they have to. But if you don't reinforce this, then somebody can just like blast it open and then like, oh hey, cool, I can see everybody in here, I can see everybody on the other side. Not great. Again, the name of the game here really is to extend the site as much as possible because you can't really turtle on this map effectively. This is an exterior wall. Leads outside the building. With it reinforced, it just takes away another avenue of attack for the attackers, so I like to reinforce it. Any roamers playing on the top of orange stairs here, they can try to contest gallery. So you can have head-level holes here, maybe even foot-level holes. Somebody tries to come in through gallery, you have an angle to hold. them from coming in for free. Open up the hatch in case it gets too hot for your roamers. They can drop in case gallery gets too hot. For the rest of the walls, it doesn't really matter that much. Like I said, if you're really, really concerned about this library angle, then you can establish a piece of cover here if it's really necessary. You want to make it even more difficult for the attackers to spam people in gallery. You can reinforce these walls. Castle's really strong in this map in general because of the window play. You're going to waste some resources with this, so go ahead. There's really no advantage to keeping this open. Trying to run out on this window is going to be really risky, and your chances are you're not going to really contest a whole lot by just holding it with a barricade, so making people waste time here is fine. This one's a little bit more tricky because there's only one way that the attackers can really peek from, and it's that side of the balcony and maybe some of the rappel angles here. So if you want to castle this, I'm not saying you can't, but I think that some monkeys might want to keep it open just to, you know, do monkey shit. I would definitely suggest castling this off. There's no reason for defenders to try to really play off of this window at all. This way somebody can't get upside down rappel and then just go boom boom on your orange stairs guy. Hunting Hall, I kind of feel the same way about. It's going to be really rare for defenders to try to play aggressively off of this because, again, trying to peek out of here, it's like, okay, I have to be conscientious of that side of the balcony, I have to be conscientious of here. It's just not safe. So again, I think you can get away with castling this. This is a little bit different. I think you can get away with the more aggressive hold on this doorway because it's kind of a pixel. This one is definitely just going to be an upside down angle for people to cut off green stairs. So yeah, I would say castle this off. Bulletproof cameras are very strong on this map. You can actually go up here and then put it in between the shelves so that way it can't be shot from the sides. You get pretty good visibility on this side of the take. If this wall gets open, you can pretty much call out anybody trying to make an execute here. And you can probably get the head angle here. You can see if anybody's going to try to rush in and then plant. If they're hiding behind this, you can't really see them, but you can sit on the camera and then call out when you see the cross, hey, somebody's planting. Alternatively, you can place the camera here. There's a marble column that kind of makes it difficult for people to see it as they come in from gallery. And if you're sitting on the cam, if you're playing it actively, you can tell when somebody is on the window, and you can tell when people are inside trying to hold crosses, trying to get the plant down. Okay, meeting and gallery. This site's a little bit different. Some of the principles are pretty similar, though. I would reinforce these walls facing towards CEO, because if they get opened by the attackers, your anchors are kind of big screwed. They can pretty much just hold every freaking action that you do from this window, and you don't really have a lot of mobility unless they take the gunfight with you. So yeah, I'd say reinforce this. Now, my knee-jerk reaction here was, okay, this is the site. Reinforce the site. This room has a lot of hard cover, though. That's the difference, right? This is a wall. Hard wall, hard wall. Aside from waiting room here, want to reinforce that. But here's the catch. So let's say you make a rotate here, right? Does a couple of things. Once again, it allows somebody to play off this angle and then run away if they have to. If you open this up and reinforce these, you can hold admin a lot more efficiently, right? Your A-bomb players can prevent anybody coming from that door, fight people in hunting, waiting room cross. Remember, on defense, we don't want to give people map control for free, okay? If we can magically shadow clone ourselves on every single part of the map and keep the attackers from getting control of it, we would do that because that would be expedient for us to make it as difficult as possible for the attackers to plant the bomb. So the goal here isn't to just, you know, when you're setting up a site in Rainbow Six Siege, you don't just want to, like, you don't want to put yourself in, like, a tiny little bunker and just, like, hide and then, like, peek out whenever they try to plant the bomb. You want to be on the offensive as much as possible. You want to be reactionary, but you want to be smart about it. So fighting to keep admin control to make it as difficult as possible for the attackers to come in and plant on A, this is something that you should do. Now, for the other side, we want to rotate between sites. I think that's obvious. I would not put the rotate here because this window can just, well, you're dead. Anybody on that window kills you. Attackers are going to want to split the site. If they open this up, you're done, right? Again, this cuts off everyone. Hi, I'm an attacker. Oh, you gave me this for free? I'm Sophia. Boom. Hi, boom, dead. Everyone's dead. Reinforce this. Main walls here, this is a pretty classic example of something to reinforce, you know, like a clubhouse exterior wall. C4s through below, that's probably not a half bad way to play it, or just, you know, just shoot them. You can get away with a lot of vertical roaming on this map. Hatch drop to run away if you need to. Castle this off. You're not going to want to peek this as a defender. There's just probably no point. Want to get a little tricky. Your orange stairs guy. Can shoot people coming in through here. This angle doesn't really, you know, it doesn't exactly give them a lot. Unless it's like prone or like really weird. So yeah, this is pretty unsafe for you to peek as an attacker. Last reinforcement, I think you can get away with reinforcing this just to make it a little bit more difficult for any attackers that push library. I'd love to open this and get an angle into the gallery. Lots of deployable shields, lots of ADSs, lots of stacked utility to get rid of grenades and to play behind cover. All this crap is spammable, right? Like this is, you know, you can just shoot through this, you can shoot through this, that. So you wanna be smart about your positioning. Deployable shields here are very powerful. Jaeger ADSs, stuff like that. Anything that can delay, anything that's bulletproof and takes time out of the attackers in terms of their plan. Can get away with castling this window. Maybe even castle off this. And maybe even castle off hunting just to make it a bit more difficult for the attackers to establish control. Bulletproof camera here in library is pretty decent because this is an important piece of map control for the attackers to get, especially if they want to cut off anybody playing here. You want to put the camera over here because if you put it too far that way, they can just shoot it in the side. Yeah, they can't do that. And that's gallery and meeting. This is another commonly played site. This is the classic, like, top floor, win that, then go below to the basement kind of deal. The name of the game for the attackers here is to split it in half by opening up this main wall and then opening up the garage. Mira's really powerful on this site. Might get banned. If she's not banned, I'd put a mirror on this wall. Obviously, it's a giant corridor. Like, Mira can just fucking bang, bang. Reinforce the garage wall, obviously. There's lots of little shelves and crap that you can hide, like, traps behind here. I personally I'm a big fan of Thorn on this site. I like putting Thorn traps in between, like, these like, shelves here. You can put a Thorn Pinecone in between that, behind this thing, behind that, behind this shelf, behind this shelf. Little nooks and crannies to get people out off guard. This wall looks towards the bad guys. I would like having this reinforced. These walls are big. You need them reinforced. There is a hatch. Last two reinforcements for the site go here. Reinforce the hatch. All right, now we're chilling. So, again, roaming. You want to roam a lot. Have a roamer dedicated to this floor. Cut off people trying to go bathroom. Main lobby. You just want to be a general nuisance. You just want to be a pain in the ass. Check the cams as much as possible. Oh, hey, look, a giant corridor where somebody has to walk through. Hey, that sounds like a great place to put a bulletproof camera. Yeah, the angle kind of stinks. You can't really see towards that way, but it's safe and can't be shot from that doorway. This wall, put holes in it. It lets your A anchor players hold the kitchen. Vertical pressure will really screw over the A players here, so you want somebody on the top floor roaming as well. But everything here that's concrete, right, like this is like the safest part of the site. This spot right here, this is like really, really good. People like to put a deployable shield here. In fact, you might even want to put an ADS specifically for that deployable shield. All right, there you go. That's kitchen. Then we get bar lounge, the weakest site in my opinion, but we're gonna cover it anyway. So this site's really weird because like you look at this and you think that you can plant here. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe because I'm an idiot. But yeah, you have to actually like plant in the room here. So you're gonna have anchor players in this room. ADSs are big. They made a bulletproof record player? What the Why? Damn you! You trolls, Ubisoft. They trolled me. They're trolling all of us. That's on purpose. That's 100% on purpose. All right, these are exterior walls. Reinforce these. Head level holes here. Oh, look at all these pieces of cover. Don't you love it? There's cover there. There's cover there. There's cover there. I love cover. Makes it so easy for me to hold billiards with. Wow, look at that. This is a little bit different, though. I would reinforce this. This is bad. This is big bad, right? A Habana comes down this staircase, and then they open up, like, this corner, right? This just gives her, like, a giant freaking, like, oh, hey, look, what's up? How y'all doing? So, reinforce this. If she opens it up, bring Azami, and she'll just plug it. There's not much of a point in keeping these walls open. This just kind of, like, they can just come in and freaking, like, cut everybody off. So, yeah, reinforce this. I'd put, like, a lot of traps here. Capkin, again, Thorn. Thorn's great. Lesion, barbed wire, just anything that's going to be a pain in the ass and make it as difficult as possible for anybody trying to push through stock. There's a hatch. You want to reinforce that. Look at that floor. The floor is made of floor. Hi, defenders. What's up? Again, top floor roam is important, right? Don't just give up control for free. This is a lot safer, right? No vertical pressure here. So more often than not, the attackers are going to try to push through to A and then plan on A. Last reinforcement, you can kind of put wherever the hell you want. No cheeky angle here. No cheeky cross here. Maybe even bring a Wamai. This is the main take. This is where a lot of the action's going to happen. Bulletproof here can get intel on anybody making this main push, and then your bar guys can shoot them. And that's pretty much it. You want to have a roamer around here, causing havoc by green stairs. Another roamer on this corner of the map. Maybe a roamer up top. 2 side anchors, I think, can really get away with this one because there's so much freaking cover. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It reminds me of Villa. It's very Villa-like. Reminds me of Aviator games. But yeah, if you like this video, I'm going to make an attacker guide on the 22nd, so subscribe to the Gregor Gaming Experience for that, and I'll see you guys in that video when we flip this on the other way around and we try to plant the bomb on Emerald Plains instead. Okay? Thanks so much for watching. Deuces.